Welcome to Pop Flashback, everyone. You guys sent in some amazing stuff about Elvis Presley's time in the Army. And, I got to thinking it'd be pretty cool to really dig into how those years might have, shaped his whole career.
Yeah, it's a fascinating period for sure. A real turning point, I'd say.
Exactly. So, let's jump right in. March 24th, 1958. That's the date that kind of sticks out. That's when Elvis Presley, the king himself, gets drafted into the U.S. Army. Fort Chaffee, Arkansas, the place to be, apparently.
Huge media frenzy, right?
Oh, totally. I mean, think about it. A worldwide star, suddenly he's Private Presley.
Just another GI.
Yeah, and from what I read, Elvis was, get this, actually looking forward to serving. Wanted to be treated like any other soldier.
Interesting. That's kind of unexpected, isn't it?
Right, you'd think maybe he'd try to, get out of it.
Well, maybe it was a way to connect with his fans, show he was just a regular guy.
Maybe. But I mean, he went all in. From March 28th to September 17th, 1958, basic training, advanced training, the whole 9 yards. Can you picture that? Elvis Presley learning to drive a tank? I mean, talk about a world away from the stage.
Yeah, but even with all that going on, the music never really stopped. He took a little break, just 2 weeks in early June 58, and what does he do? Goes straight to Nashville and records 5 songs.
Wow, that's commitment right there.
Definitely shows where his priorities were. Couldn't stay away from the music for too long.
And it's like amidst all this, Army stuff and recording, real life hits hard. Early August 58, his mom, Gladys, gets diagnosed with hepatitis and things go downhill fast.
Yeah, that must have been incredibly tough.
Emergency leave, he rushes back to Memphis on August 12th, and sadly, she passes away just 2 days later, August 14th, at only 46 years old.
A truly heartbreaking situation.
Totally. And, everyone says Elvis was incredibly close to his mother. This had to have hit him hard, really hard.
I mean, it makes you wonder, right? How does a loss like that affect an artist, their music? Maybe we hear some of that in his later work.
It's definitely something to think about. So after all that, he ends up serving in Germany. Not a ton of details in what you sent about his daily life there, but it's another big chunk of his time in the Army. Fast forward to March 5th, 1960, honorable discharge, back to the U.S., the world, especially the music world, was holding its breath.
Big changes happening while he was gone. Rock and roll wasn't standing still. New artists, new sounds.
Yeah, totally. So it's not just a personal comeback. It's him stepping back into a whole new music scene. Makes you wonder if he'd still have that same magic touch.
It was a gamble, in a way.
Totally. But man, his return was something else. The Frank Sinatra Timex show, Welcome Home, Elvis, March 26, 1960. Talk about a grand entrance.
Couldn't have asked for a bigger stage.
And he doesn't waste any time. Jumps right back into recording. Stuck on You and Fame and Fortune. Released in 1960, straight to #1.
Like he never left. Amazing, really. Shows the power of his connection with the fans. They were waiting for him.
And then, bam, his first album after the Army, Elvis is Back. Huge success. But there's something interesting here. A lot of people said it had a different vibe, like a more mature sound.
Makes you think, right? The Army, losing his mother, all that had to have changed him in some way. Maybe we hear that in the music.
It's like a new chapter, maybe even a new Elvis in a way. And then there's the movies, right back to it. And one of the first ones, GI Blues. I mean, come on, that's playing it smart.
Absolutely. Using his experience, making it part of his image.
Yeah.
The all-American soldier, who also happens to be a rock and roll icon.
So smart. But
Yeah.
Looking back at those 2 years, it's hard not to ask, did they help him or hold him back? The music scene was changing so fast.
That's the big question, isn't it? I mean, yeah, he came back strong, but he also missed out on some key moments. Maybe he would have gone in a totally different direction musically if he hadn't been in the Army.
Or maybe it pushed him in a new direction. It's kind of a paradox, isn't it?
For sure. A real turning point, like we said at the beginning.
Thanks so much for breaking all that down with me. It's given me a whole new perspective on Elvis in those crucial years.
Glad to do it. It's a fascinating topic.
It really is. But hey, listeners, I'm throwing this one out to you. What if Elvis had never joined the Army? How would his music have been different? His movies? Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think. And that's it for this episode of Pop Flashback. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next deep dive. Until then, catch you later.